Excuse me. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, September 8, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern. I think we all know that life is our greatest teacher. That's why we have created it. It has a mysterious, seductive way of showing us how deeply powerful and creative and incredibly penetrating we are. This world wants to be penetrated by you, by your energy, your creativity, your love, and your consciousness. That is why it is here. The world is here to experience you, so that in return you get to experience it. This is the cosmic setup, and how we can learn, grow, and evolve as infinite souls, traveling through life on our mysterious journey home. And what that means is journey home means to discover who you are, what you are, because our journey is endless. Infinity. We are not just passive observers watching our lives flutter by. We are also not just actors on life's stage, playing out these random personalities, the garden variety of roles handed down to us. We are all indescribable expansion, right? We are that indescribable expansion and contraction of consciousness that is weaving itself in between. We are the blend of the observer, the observed, the actor on the grand stage. We are the energy that's creating our actions, and this detached observer who is watching it all magically unfold. We are this interwoven space, this timeless spiritual essence that is beyond all rational comprehension. It can be tricky at first to understand that this divine interwoven mystery is who we really are. We've been programmed and imprinted to believe we are either this body or this soul, that we either are spiritual or material beings. Yet, if we look with a penetrating, piercing mind into the core infrastructure of our human reality, we will see that we are both. This universe is just too big not to contain both. And whenever we begin to identify ourselves with anything other than all three sides of the coin, we needlessly suffer. Whatsoever is given to you is precious. If it was not so, existence would not have given it to you. Osho. Now, all suffering stems from forgetting. All suffering stems from forgetting our connection with the God source, which originates from a deeper complaint we have within ourselves that says life should be different. The complaining ego doesn't trust that the all-intelligent, divinely created source knows exactly what it is doing. Our ego maintains its kingly or queenly suffering state because it stopped being curious about this awesome matrix of life. It has forgotten about our spiritual freedom, the power of pure consciousness, and our ability to choose what really matters. Everyone, everybody, for the most part, is carrying around hundreds of masks. Just watch. talking to your lover, your boss, or with a person who is not going to fulfill any of your desires. Just watch your face. If you need their help the next day, just watch your face. Is there a moment in your life where you drop all of your masks with everyone? Oh, no. God exists, and understand, God is pure consciousness. That's God, okay? Which is everything. God exists when within everything, including our awareness right here, right now. All the deepest level of reality, this universe has given us an opportunity to discover this connection with the divine, which creates total freedom, love, empowerment, and enlightenment in our lives. We are given an opportunity while we are in a human body to create whatever we wish to, including transcending every level of suffering, life mastery, and mastery. So you kind of look at it like, you know, when you first drive a vehicle for the first time, you're not sure of yourself, confidence is kind of low, trust low, faith low. But as you get going, you start to get the confidence and the trust. You start to kind of expand out. You're able to do more, maneuver better, see more. And that's where in these bodies, there's two directions. Now, I'm not saying either one is negative. Neither one is negative. The one direction is that you never discover the God that you are in this lifetime. Okay? You leave the body, and you come back in, you have another lifetime. Now, who's to say that in that lifetime that you won't discover who and what you are? All right? Or who's to say you will? So we have an infinite amount of time. You want to put the time factor in there to discover who and what we are in the body. Now, one might think that or believe that you leave the body, then you know what you are, right? A lot of people say, well, if you leave the body, then you know you're the God. You haven't discovered it in the body, you're not going to discover it outside the body. You just won't. Why do you think there's so many wandering spirits on this planet? So many places. And there's a lot of them, wandering the planet throughout eternity because they're lost. They don't know who and what they are. A lot of them believe they're alive and that you are a ghost because that imprint is so strong with them, with most. Inner mastery is available to anybody who truly, truly believes. Okay? You can half-ass believe, but it won't get you anywhere. Anybody who truly believes it's possible to be free from any type of suffering forever. Or ego said, no, that's the way life is. Some people, however, feel they need to suffer more before they are ready for liberation. Now, that doesn't mean that they consciously, but subconsciously and unconsciously, most people. That's why you have people saying somewhere within them, oh, they've got to suffer more. So before they're ready for liberation. While others believe they have had enough and are not willing to tolerate living a version of inner conflict another day. Most interesting thing that you may discover through is that the people who are truly, honestly finished with their own personal suffering toleration project suddenly create an inner shift in their consciousness. That has the most fascinating dimension to it. They begin having a fully open, consistently receptive, welcoming quality to life, which behaves much like a cosmic womb, continuously ready and willing to give birth to a deeper connection with the God source inside. Now, if and when we look deeper and begin exploring, what exactly is the cosmic womb? We see that it is the foundation for all matter and antimatter. It is this awesome, supremely empty, universal blackboard of which all consciousness and all its content fall upon. In a more spiritual context, you might say the cosmic womb is the home base where the creative, all-loving God source abides. The womb is the feminine aspect of God, and all matter and consciousness is the male aspect. Just as you and I came from a womb, everything in this universe was also born out of a womb as well. It is what existed before the Big Bang, if you believe in the Big Bang, which is absurd. Also born out of a womb as well. It is what existed before the Big Bang, before the first thought, before there was any empty void in existence. When we begin personally exploring this 100% pure emptiness of existence, we can often first encounter negative states of emotional sensation such as lack, apathy, loss, or even depression. This is a part of the normal emptying out procedure. That is simply a clearing of the ego's list of negative, limiting beliefs it's been gripping onto. Through a persistent curiosity, devotion, meditation, prayer, or spiritual practice of investigating this purely empty, cosmically connected, womb-like space inside us, we soon discover something radically divine and absolutely precious abides at the core. The core of our inner cosmic womb is absolute freedom, true inner peace, an indescribable self-love, a deeply penetrating awareness, and the connection to all the power and energy in this universe. Now, to some, this must sound quite outrageous and unbelievable. Yet when we experience it for ourselves, we will see that's precisely what it is. The cosmic womb is our sacred entry point, our spiritual gateway, if you will, to instantly commune with the divine. When we are inside this absolutely pure empty space, the most direct, loving inner guidance immediately shows up, providing the most vital information and insights we were most needing to have. Discovering how to live in a constant, reverent communion with this sacred womb within is the most solid spiritual foundation that we can relax our entire lives into. There's nothing more reliable, since the cosmic womb is always there, always ready to be received, always creating the deepest possible transformation within us. When we surrender deeply to life, we discover our own personal relationship and intimate connection with this deepest experience of reality. And to prove that it is real, we are given the gift of effortlessly finding total mastery over our minds, peace, with every emotion. We have a profound unity with our own consciousness, and thus total mastery of our lives. The East have known about this purely empty, which means, Asia, purely empty state for thousands of years, and they called it shunyata. It means pure emptiness, yet in a positive sense, not like the negative interpretation that's cast upon being empty in the West. Since the Western mind is more focused on materialism, and that's switched, that's changed, because in the Eastern part of the world, that has become a constant as well. Since the Western mind is more focused on materialism, productivity, and achieving things in the outer world, emptiness would seem like a negative experience for the traditionally conditioned Western mind. Because the Eastern mind is matter as illusory, transitory, here today, gone tomorrow, than that which is void of matter, purely empty of thought, is understood to be our connection to our divine spiritual nature and ultimate foundation. Now, some of us discovered, finding out. We just kind of bury our heads in the sand or ignore things. Discovering 100% reliable spiritual foundation is the most colossal gift we could ever give ourselves. Finding that which never changes is always permanent, always reliable, eternal, indestructible, and absolutely free, simply sets the mind. It allows our soul to rest in our body, to experience the feeling that we can be at home here now, no matter what seems to be happening in the outer world. Cosmic womb is the great doorway to our highest freedom and the full realization of our unbounded spiritual nature. It is our essential entry point for how we can instantly reclaim our real spirituality, which in turn initiates a complete mind-body healing and permanent access to this unlimited potentiality. Just a few seconds in the womb, we immediately experience heaven is within. We encounter a timelessness and infinite spaciousness inside that opens a purely awakened mind, unstoppable energy, and infinite love within ourselves. We discover we are already spiritual beings of the core of every moment. We experience our spiritual indestructible essence is always here, always now, and always available. When you begin to have conversations with the God that you are in that body, a change occurs, a shift. Your attitude shifts, perspectives, everything. When you connect deeper and deeper with it, more and more shifts. It's a constant. It's guaranteed. Happens sooner for some, later for others. The womb is only found when the mind is not there. And the only place that is the now. When we are free from all the demands and desires of the ego, only then can we fully relax, remove all our masks, and happily reveal the amazing, enlightened being we truly are. Now imagine that well over 55,000 are man-made. Okay? They're man-made. All the religions on this planet are man-made. We don't really need that, because it programs you. If you come across an ocean, it's all gold, it's as far as the eye can see. And you're on the shore. And this golden ocean, you look at it and you go, wow, that's massive. And yet, you hold the essence of that ocean. The only way for this civilization to, per se, come into its own is the now. There's no way around it. There's no cheat. There's no escape. There's no secret underground bypass. It's only you to say yes to it, or you choose to say no to it. And only you can do that. Now, the cosmic womb inside all of us right now is easy to discover. In fact, it takes zero effort and energy to realize it is here. The more the mind efforts to try to find it, the more elusive the womb becomes. Your cosmic womb can only be found through a deep relaxation into your consciousness. It is not something experienced when we are unconscious, half-conscious, or operating in automatic habits of the mind. The womb is only found when the mind is not there. When we are free from all the demands and desires of the ego, only then can we fully relax, remove all of our masks, and happily reveal the amazing, enlightened being we truly are. It's found. The cosmic womb is found through a constant experience of receptivity and surrender. When we can become supremely unguarded, free from any need or agenda, only then are we fully receptive and the God source instantly enters us. We must surrender completely to the totality of our existence, to all of our problems and their solutions, letting everything release. In this great letting go, all the answers to life's greatest questions seem to be painted in perfect pictures on the womb's vast, infinite, holy blackboard. Now, this grand emptiness is so profound that the infinitely creative source has no other choice than to draw out all the answers for you. The power in the womb is so intoxicating and liberating that all your plans and personal issues are orgasmically taken over by the divine. The womb awakens us instantly, points us back to the most radical essence of who we truly are, and gives us exactly what we are most needing to experience. To initiate the process of discovery, discovering your inner cosmic womb this week, start with being more allowing, welcoming, receptive, expansive in your thinking than normal. A good exercise is welcoming each experience of life and its opposite, meaning welcome in the pain and the pleasure, the joy and the sadness, the frustration and the ecstasy, etc. The cosmic womb is already allowing all the good, bad experiences in this world to play out on its universal blackboard without discrimination. It's good to know that everyone is going to be reflecting back to you where you are. This world will be mirroring those good and bad parts of yourself, and that you might not be aware. You might not be aware of. If you are feeling stuck in a relationship, trapped in a job, powerless in a financial situation, or simply inadequate in your life, you are not feeling into the full contraction and expansion of your consciousness. Let go of all this clinging or resisting either side. And let this grand pendulum swing. If you are welcoming everything on outside and the inside, you cannot and will not miss the cosmic womb. This universe already always loves you. Right in the now, right now. It's perpetually sending you wake-up calls, trying to pour its greatness, its sweet healing love, and wild ecstasy into you. Question is, are you ready for this? Can you handle a cosmic state of ecstasy? If so, then become ridiculously receptive to every experience in this life again. Become like the most beautiful feminine flower, tasting the fresh morning rays of sunlight dancing on your skin. God must enter you here. It has no other choice. Must surrender to you. If you allow for it to enter you, simply open yourself up to all of existence. This is the most effortless and easy way to realize and experience your divinity. See, every time we go in, right, every time we go in the now, every time we focus on these things, the now, the ego mind tries to pull us out. It does at times. It pulls you out. You wander off. So the advice is to people, it is a glorious and ferocious ride, and nothing short of that. And the mind will have a tendency to try to remain in control, to dictate reality, and micromanage your destiny. Imagine that. We have two illusions within this body, of the mind and the ego. And look at the power that these carry with all of us. Because we believe it to be true. And it isn't. The mind will have a tendency to remain in control, to dictate, micromanage your destiny. This is a very old habit which is not going to let go easily. It's going to try to make you believe it is better not to surrender to existence. It feels a desperate need for protection, safety, and security. And it's to live life from a place of fear rather than freedom. Love, ecstasy. Just know that at any time you are not feeling free, your mind has taken over. Has forgotten the cosmic womb is here to liberate you and is desperately trying to escape from some illusionary prison it's caught in. This great spiritual setup here is that our souls have committed to experience millions of mind games that believe we are imprisoned so that we can believe we are free. We want to experience it all, and will settle for nothing less. Any attempt to be a total control of a game is pointless. and throws our body into a state of contraction. Just understand that your mind is stuck in the habit of constantly attempting to find freedom from an illusionary prison. And all the are inside this jail cell. There's no need to escape from it. And when you realize this, the bars and walls will suddenly dissolve. Now be careful of the mind. It acts much like a locomotive, coal-burning train that's been hurling down the same old tracks for 25 years. It's never stopped. It doesn't know how to stop, or at least consciously, of course. And of course, the mind may pause for the occasional red light along the way, yet for it to come to a full, complete halt and turn off its energies, whistles, turn off its engines, whistles, and back up motors is unheard of. If we ever want to discover the divine womb and the greatest mystery of this life within ourselves, we must abandon this suicidal train for good. We must leap far from these old tracks and hurl ourselves into the unknown. It is here that we will find the soft green grass catches our fall, where we can lay the mind down gently to rest as we bask in the golden sunset beyond the fields, making mad, passionate love with God behind the world's closed eyes. In a single moment, one stroke, you can become enlightened. It is not a gradual process, because enlightenment is not something that we have to invent. It is something that we have to discover. It is already here. It is not something that you have to manufacture. If you have to manufacture it, of course, it will take time. But it is already there. Close your eyes and see it there. Be silent and have a taste of it. Your very nature is what I call enlightenment. Enlightenment is not something alien, outside you. It is not somewhere else in time and space. It is you, your very own core. Okay. You ever wondered exactly what does the word enlightenment mean? Enlightenment is something that cannot be put into words. Yet, if I could describe it, I'd say it is the continuous realization of the divine, universally interconnected, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent being you truly are. Although most people do not take the time to redirect their attention on their infinite spiritual nature, so they may not think it is real or that they can experience it at all. Now, I've got to tell you that it is very real and creates an experience of reality which you cannot compare to anything you have ever had before. It's as if you were living in a dark candle-lit, musty closet for 25 years, suddenly found the door to walk outside and breathe the fresh spring air and feel the warm, radiant light from the sun. The enlightening experience is not something you can measure with any scientific device. Rather, it is the experience of the perpetual effulgence of your soul's radiant awareness. It is seeing this world only through pure awareness, where there are no opinions, judgments, or mind chatter in the way. When this happens, you discover something that turns your life around. You realize who you really are is a mind-stopping experience. You are indestructible, unattainable, and exist far beyond the imagination of this limiting mind. Now, being radical is imperative. If you want to have a momentary taste of what enlightenment is, you must do something completely radical with how you're typically spending your time. Stop whatever agendas you currently have with your life and let go of everything you thought to be real or true, and entertain the possibility that who you are is an indefinable infinite being, an eternal soul that was never born and thus will never ever die. By taking this dynamic leap in your consciousness into letting go of all limiting ideas about yourself, you'll soon find the enlightened state blossoming within you. Do not let this idea that your personal problems and life issues are blocking you from enlightenment. Think of them like particles of sand between your toes. Depending on how you move through life, they will either grind or massage your feet. The most challenging people in your life are also your greatest teachers in disguise. Simply take the approach to explore every experience in your life with a genuinely open mind and childlike curiosity. Stick to this like super glue, and you'll eventually become enlightened. Life has an incredible wisdom to download into our consciousness that's bigger than what we can conceive of. This entire world is designed to enlighten us, heal us, empower us, and dissolve you, your ego. Many people wonder, what does an enlightened being understand that other people don't? Well, they simply see how everything is connected to a cosmic intelligent web of energy, love, information that physically exists in between every atom in this universe. An exponentially increasing flow of deep inspirational insights happens with every thought which passes through. It is unimaginable, yet the moment you let go of this small limiting identity, who you've been conditioned to believe is you, and dive deeper into trusting this omnipresent intelligence, your inner light switches on. You'll know it because your body becomes deeply relaxed, and your mind becomes supremely empty, soft and receptive to every possible experience that flows your way. The journey towards enlightenment is a constant celebration of this life. Living every moment with the recognition that you are intimately connected to a power that is so great, so intelligent and loving, that you wouldn't trade it for all the diamonds, gold, and money on this planet. And that's a lot. This living, breathing, highly conscious, intelligent energy is all-powerful. It is always flowing through us. It is around us, instantly available to us. It loves us deeply and eternally. Enlightenment is fully surrendering to this truth every day, everywhere you are. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath out from the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Remain still. Be absolutely wild right now. Make the radical commitment to embracing and accepting yourself exactly as you are. Include all your personal flaws and any unforgivable mistakes that you've made along the way. Practice softening those hard edges. Be gentle with sweet. The most wonderful, peaceful feeling floods into the very moment you drop these ancient, fabricated judgments. You deserve to be deeply loved. Forgive, feel, and forget that you were anything less than beautiful. It all begins with letting down your guard and breathing with that sensitive, innocent child who's alive and curious deep inside your heart. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and following morning. We will return here around 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our staging call. And Saturday, September 9th, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on around you or with